welcome to my channel, and today I have another theatre vlog and review video for you. So today I'm actually heading to Sheffield to their Crucible Theatre to see The Crucible. So I've kind of been invited to their press night. The show is going to start at 7 o'clock. I'm not sure how long the runtime is, but I'm really excited. I've never seen The Crucible before. I think it's something that I will really enjoy, so I'm really looking forward to it. I'll do what I usually do. I'll show you around the theatre, show you the view from my seat, and when I get home I will give you a full review of the show. So I hope you enjoy this little video. Okay, so I'm now at the tram stop. I literally just missed one. There is another one due in 7 minutes. So it's 2:52 now. So by the time that arrives it'll be 3 o'clock and my train's due at 3:48. So it should only take half an hour to get there, so I should have enough time. So fingers crossed there's no troubles with the points or anything. But yeah, I should be here soon. Okay, so I've now arrived at the train station. The train is going from platform 4 today. I don't think the train's here yet. But I've also just found out that this show is 3 hours long with a 15-minute interval, which means I'm not going to be able to stay till the end. I'm going to have to leave before the end, but never mind. Anyway, I think I'm going to head to the platform. The train's due to leave in 16 minutes, so I'm just going to wait on the platform. Okay, so they've just changed the platform. It's now going from platform 10, which is this one. So I'm not sure if this is going to be the train. It's due in 13 minutes. This might not be it, but we'll see. So that was my train, so I'm just on it now. It'll take about an hour and a half to get to Sheffield, so I'll get back to you once I'm there. Hi, so it is now 5:10. Just arrived in Sheffield. Just about to go and find something to eat. So yeah, I'm just about to go and find somewhere to eat. I'm going to go to the Wetherspoons where I usually go. Get something to eat and then probably head to the theatre and sit in the cafe for a bit.
Let me show you how it feels to roll the dice. You know you want it. Just say the word. Everywhere we go, we'll turn to paradise. All I know is that I need you in my life. Let me show you how it feels to roll the dice. You know you want it.
So I've now arrived at the Crucible just here. Obviously I need to go get some food first because it's really early. It's only like 5. It starts till 7, so I've got loads of time to go and get some food. So I'm going to go and do that now, and I'll get back to you once I'm at Wetherspoons. Okay, so I've arrived at the Wetherspoons that I usually go to, so I'm going to go and see if there's anywhere to sit. So I don't really know why I'm checking the menu, because I know what I'm going to get. I'm going to get a chicken burger. So my food has now arrived. I just what I usually get. I got a chicken burger and chips with a Diet Coke. So I'm going to eat this and then I'll head up to the theatre. So since I still had quite a bit of time, I thought I'd treat myself to an apple crumble and custard. So once I've eaten this, it'll be time to head to the theatre. So food has now been eaten and I'm now back at the Crucible. It is 6:30. The show is due to start in half an hour. So I'm going to go ahead in now and see if I can find my seat. So I'm now in the theatre. I've collected my programme and drinks vouchers. Just having a quick look at the merch. I'm always really tempted by the notebook and pen. One day I will buy it, I think. I don't think they're too expensive either. What's the price list? Pen's £3, notebook £3. So it's pretty reasonable. So I may get one then. Anyway, the auditorium's open now, so I'm going to go and find my seat. Okay, so I'm now up here in the orange door, which is actually that way. I just thought I'd come have a quick look at the bar area, see what they've got. Okay, so I'm in orange door, which is around here, which I think is the same door as in last time for the last time I was here. So yeah, here it is, the orange door. Okay, so I'm going to head in at orange door. I'm on row F, seat 56, which I think is an aisle seat. So if I do have to leave early, it should be fine. There we go, row F. That's seat 57. So, this okay, so I'm now in my seat. I'm on row F, seat 56. And this is the view from my seat. So yeah, it's a good view. Set looks interesting. I like the Crucible sign there. So yeah, like I said, I'm in my seat now on row F, seat. That's the number they'll say. 56, so it's an aisle seat, which is good, and it's actually 2 hours and 50 minutes long, so I might actually be able to stay till the end, so fingers crossed it doesn't overrun. So yeah, I will get back to you now in the interval. So it is now the interval and I'm really enjoying it. It's really good. Obviously I didn't know anything about the story before I came. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. The staging is very interesting, but I'll speak more about that when I get home. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Can't wait for the second half now. So I just picked up a Diet Coke, my drinks voucher, and now I'm going to head back to my seat because the interval is really short for the show. It's only 15 minutes, so it's time to head back to the seats now. So I'm going to head back, and obviously I'll tell you all about the show now once I get home. So I made made it to the train station. I actually managed to see the show all the way to the end, and I've actually got here with 8 minutes to spare, so very lucky. I didn't think I was going to be able to do it to the end, but I did. So I'm just waiting for the train now, so it's doing 8 minutes, and then I should get back in time to be able to get the tram home. So yeah, I'll tell you more about the show once I get home.
I'm sick of lying here all alone and nearly sleepless at night. I'm honest, it's boring. 1,000,000 demons surrounding me, picking a fight. It's toxic. You were the best I ever had, but every second you were screwing me over, and now I'm done with it. I guess that there was no surprise. Deleting you out of my mind. Isn't it iconic? Standing on the front line, steady going forward without knowing the direction. I need to be honest, it was for the better. Now every day's perfect for a lifetime celebration. Go ahead. Tonight I'm struggling, reminiscing about our good times, the good days, but good wasn't the only perspective of all the days.
Okay, so I'm now back at the train station. I'm just quickly heading to the tram. It's due in about 5 minutes, so hopefully I should make it. Made it just in time. Apparently it's due in 1 minute. I thought I had 5 minutes. There's some posters for some theatre shows. It's 11. Got my ticket for that. It's just and it should be the tram. There we go. Made it just in time. I was lucky.
This is a service to Altrincham. The next stop will be Piccadilly Gardens.
Hi, so I am now back from Sheffield. I had a really lovely time, really enjoyed the show. I thought it was really good. Like I said, I'd never seen the Crucible before, so I didn't really know too much about the story. I knew it was sort of based on the Salem witch trials, so I thought I would enjoy it, and it was really, really good. The script for it is really strong. I'm not too sure on some of the staging choices. I don't know, I need to think about it a bit, but I did really, really enjoy it. Really glad that I went. But I am very, very tired now, so I am gonna head to bed, and I'll probably get back to you tomorrow. Hi, so it's now been a few days since I went to see the Crucible, and thought I'd better give you a little review on it. So it's actually Saturday now, so my children are at home, so hopefully they won't make any noise. They're sort of currently playing quietly, so let's try and get this done before they come in and disturb us. So like I said, I'm just going to give you a little review on the Crucible, which I went to see at the Crucible Theatre in Sheffield. Now my tickets were kindly gifted to me in exchange for a review. I was also gifted the programme as well. So I attended the show's press night, which occurred on Thursday the 7th of March. The show started at 7 p.m. and the show actually has a runtime of 2 hours and 50 minutes, and that includes a 15-minute interval, so the show is actually really long. So I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to stay till the end, because I'd heard it was over 3 hours long, but luckily I think they must have shortened it after the preview. So it was 2 hours and 50 minutes. The first act was 1 hour 20 minutes, and then there was a 15-minute interval, which felt quite short. The 15-minute interval, it didn't feel like there was enough time to go and get a drink and do everything, so I did think the 15-minute interval did feel quite short. I think really to be able to do everything you do need a 20-minute interval. And then the second act was 1 hour and 15 minutes. So for this show I was sat on row F, seat 56, which is an aisle seat. I think the price for that seat is usually around £29. Obviously I didn't pay for mine because it was gifted, but if you wanted to pay for that seat, I think it is usually about £29. Ticket prices for this show range from £15 up to £37, so I think it's quite reasonably priced, especially for the length of the show. So as I said, I was sat on row F, seat 56, and I went through the orange door, and the seat had a really good view of the stage. I'm really happy with the view that I got from that seat. There's plenty of leg room in the Crucible because it's quite modern theatre, and the seats are really comfortable in there as well, so really enjoyed where I was sat for this production. So the production does have a few safety and trigger warnings. It does contain flashing lights, it has haze and loud sound effects. The production does suggest, if you are sensitive to loud noises, to wear ear defenders, but if you don't have ear defenders with you, they do have a few that you can actually loan from them. So if you do feel like you need them, you can ask, and they do have a few that they can loan to you. Emotional trigger warnings include adult themes and mild sexual references. The play also includes scenes showing pregnancy, a dead animal and slavery. There's also reference to death and baby loss. You don't see any of that on stage, but it is implied throughout the play. And there are also moments of extreme shock and tension and scenes which some audience might find disturbing. So those are all the trigger warnings for the show. Merch wise, there was no actual merch for the show because it's their own production. They don't tend to do merch other than the programme which I showed you. So the programmes are £5, which I think is really reasonable because they're really nice programmes for the price. So I definitely always recommend getting a programme from the Crucible because they're such nice programmes. They do actually have some Crucible merch, but it's Crucible merch for the actual theatre, not for the production. So they had Crucible mugs, they had a tote bag, I think they have a notebook and a pen. So they do have those, but like I said, they are for the actual theatre, not for the production. Also, the thing that I forgot to mention is that this show is actually running at the Crucible Theatre until the 30th of March. So you should still have plenty of time to go and get tickets once this goes up, because it is running for a whole month. So there's plenty of time to go and see the show. So I had actually never seen the Crucible before going to see this production. Didn't really know much about it or what it was about, and I've always been interested to go and see it. So I was really excited when I got invited to come and see this. So if you don't know anything about the Crucible, it was written by Arthur Miller in 1953, and it's set in Massachusetts and is based on the infamous Salem witch trials of 1692 to 93. Miller actually wrote the play as an allegory for McCarthyism, which was when the US government prosecuted people accused of being communists. So this production of The Crucible is directed by Anthony Lau, and it tells the story of a feuding community which is griped by fear and hysteria, which is caused by rumour of witchcraft being practised within their community. So this all starts when Reverend Paris stumbles on a group of girls who are dancing and chanting in the forest, and they then end up being accused of witchcraft. So the reason why they are doing this is because Abigail Williams, who happens to be the niece of Reverend Paris, has convinced the other girls to help her put a curse on Elizabeth Proctor, who is the wife of the man who Abigail once had an affair with. She was actually the Proctor's sort of like maid. She worked for them anyway, and she ended up having this affair, and then obviously Elizabeth sacked her because obviously she was having an affair with her husband. So this is why she wanted to put a curse on Elizabeth, because I also think she still has feelings for John Proctor, Elizabeth's husband. So due to the girls' behaviour, Reverend Parris actually invite Reverend John Hale, who is an expert in witchcraft and demonology, to come and investigate what is going on in the community. So at first the girls deny any involvement in witchcraft, but when Reverend Parris threatens to whip to death his Barbadian slave Tituba if she doesn't confess to being a witch, she then falsely claims that the devil is bewitching her and others in the town. So with prompting by Hale, Tituba actually accuses some of the women in the community of witchcraft. Abigail then decides to play along with Tituba in order to prevent others from learning of her affair with John Proctor. So Abigail then leaps up and sort of begins to contort and names more women from the community as having been dancing with the devil, and Hale then orders the arrest of these named individuals and sends for judges to try them. So that is sort of the main story. There's also sort of like a love story that goes on between John and Elizabeth Proctor. So we first meet the couple together on their farm, and it's actually a really nice scene that takes place. Loads of milk churns are actually brought onto the stage filled with these beautiful colourful flowers, and these flowers are actually the only bit of colour that is in this play. This play is very dark, it's very muted, all the colours are very muted, and so these flowers are actually the only bit of colour in the show. And it's a really nice scene. So John and Elizabeth are in the fallout of John's affair, and they're dealing with their relationship problems privately. Elizabeth ends up being accused of witchcraft by Abigail, and ends up being arrested. So then John must decide whether to reveal his affair with Abigail in order to save his wife. John does end up going to the courts and revealing his affair, saying that Abigail is only trying to seek revenge by naming Elizabeth as a witch. So the judge asks Elizabeth if the allegations are true, but she actually denies it in order to save her husband's reputation. John himself then ends up getting angry in court and renounces God, which ends up him being arrested. At the end of the play, he actually has a really big decision to make. He has to decide whether to admit to something he has not done in order to live, or to tell the truth and be hanged. So it is a really tense story. It's really gripping. I did really enjoy the story, and yeah, it definitely had me on the edge of my seat. I really enjoyed it. So the costumes for the play are of the period in which the play is set, so sort of 1700s sort of Puritan type costumes. So like I said before, they're all very neutral colours like greys, blacks, whites, so there's not a lot of colour in the show, which sort of adds to the darkness of the show. The set design by Georgia Lau is very simple, and the stage is actually quite bare. There's just sort of a few rows of tiered seating at the back of the stage. There's some stacked chairs, there's a few tables, there's a lot of microphone stands dotted around. There's actually very few props, other than, like I mentioned before, the scene where they bring on the milk churns with all the flowers. Other than that, there's very few props, and yeah, it's a very bare, very stripped back set. But I think the simplicity of the set actually allows us to focus more on the characters and on their stories, you're not sort of distracted by a big elaborate set. You're much more focused on the characters. So I think this simple stripped back set did work for the show. One part of the set I actually did really like was they had a giant crucible sign which was suspended sort of at the back of the stage, and it actually was a replica of the crucible sign which is on the front of the theatre. So I actually really enjoyed that. I'm not sure if it had any meaning to it, or maybe it's sort of like to tell us like we're inside the crucible and we're also inside the actual play, the Crucible. I don't know, but it was interesting. I loved the look of it. Obviously it didn't have anything to do with the story, but it just was visually, it looked really nice. And it also played a part in Jess Bernberg's lighting design. As a key point in the play, it actually lit up, changed colour, which I thought it flickered as well, so I actually thought that was really effective and worked really well in like helping to raise tension and stuff in the play. So I actually thought the overall lighting design was effective and helped to enhance the storytelling, and also that combined with Giles Thomas's sound design really helped to create this tense atmosphere on stage. I also thought the use of microphones was an interesting choice. I wasn't sure about it at first, but I thought they did help to increase the tension at certain points in the play. The only thing that put me off slightly was because obviously it's supposed to be set in the 1692-93, and obviously there weren't any microphones then. So that's the only thing that put me off a bit about it, but like I said, it did really help to increase the tension. So I think they did work well. Also, one strange thing that was in the play was the use of milk, and I wasn't quite sure what this use of milk was, but it did seem to have an important role within the play. So at first I thought it was like a substitute for blood, because they mentioned that the girls drank blood while they were chanting, so I thought that's what it was supposed to represent, because at the start of the play you have one of the girls and she actually drinks the milk. But I've since found out that that's not the case. What it is actually, it's supposed to serve as a reminder of the cows which were actually left wandering Salem after the town's witch trials, because there was no one to take care of them. So that's actually what it's supposed to represent, but if I hadn't have read that somewhere I wouldn't have guessed that at all. So what actually made this show really stand out for me was actually its cast. Now its cast are excellent. The talent on that stage was just amazing. They're such good actors. The acting skills were just fantastic. The whole cast were brilliant, but there were a few standout members for me. So Simon Mignonda, I think that's how you pronounce his name, and Anuska Lucas, who played John and Elizabeth Proctor. Those two were fantastic together. They had great chemistry on stage. They both gave really strong, powerful and passionate performances, and they thought they worked really well together as this husband and wife duo, and I thought they were fantastic. I also really loved Rose Shallow, who played the sinister ringleader Abigail Williams. I thought she did a really good job, and I thought her performance was really confident, and I just really enjoyed her presence on stage. I thought she did seem really menacing and quite nasty character. I thought she did really well. So I'm probably gonna now show you the programme so I can actually show you who the rest of the cast were and see what else they've been in. So I'm gonna go through this now. Okay, so this is the programme, and I have to admit the imagery on all the promotional material for this did confuse me a little bit. I thought that this show was going to be a modernised, like 50s version of the play, because to me that's what this image shows. They got the spilt milk, this sort of like old-fashioned sort of 50s milk bottles. You've got the gingham tablecloth, and also her outfit, to me, I think looked 50s style. However, that's not the case for the play. The play is definitely set in the time period of the Salem witch trials, because all the costumes are like that. It's definitely not set in the 50s. So yeah, it did confuse me a bit, the imagery of the promotional material. But anyway, this is the programme. Like I said, this was £5. It says at the top, a Sheffield Theatre production, The Crucible by Arthur Miller. You've got this imagery on here. It says Sheffield Theatre's The Crucible. So if we look inside the programme, you've got information on it here. You have a welcome by the artist director of Sheffield Theatres. And it's just letting you know some shows which are coming to the theatre. So on this page you have your cast list. You've then got your production team. You then have your rehearsal photos in here. So I do love it when a programme puts pictures in them. We then have this article, the naming of names, which is about Arthur Miller and how he came to write The Crucible. Some more rehearsal shots. We've then got Dressing the Crucible. It says designer Georgia Lau and lighting designer Jess Bernberg took time out of their rehearsals to talk to us about creating a world fit for a brand new take on an enduring classic. And we've got some more rehearsal photos, and then we come to the cast biographies. So playing Giles Corey, we have Jeffrey Amer. His theatre credits include Romeo and Juliet at the Royal Exchange Theatre in Manchester, The Wizard of Oz at the Curve Theatre and London Palladium. He's been in Sunset Boulevard at the Royal Albert Hall. He's been in The Colour Purple. So yeah, he's done lots of things. We then have Ian Drysdale playing Danforth. His theatre credits include Backstairs Billy at the Duke of York's Theatre, Doll's House Part 2, The Tempest, Hamlet, Macbeth. So those are some of his credits. We then have Jasmine Elcock, who plays Mercy Lewis. Their credits include Macbeth at the Dubai Opera House. We then had Honor Knefsey, who plays Betty Paris. Her theatre credits include The Trials, Evita, Scrooge, and Sound of Music. We had Joseph Langdon playing Ezekiel Cheever. His theatre credits include The Effect at the National Theatre, Village Idiot, The Seagull, Faith, Hope, Charity, Richard III. That's just some of their theatre credits. We then have Anushka Lucas, who plays Elizabeth Proctor. It says Anushka is an actor, singer, songwriter and playwright. Theatre credits include Oklahoma, Afterlife, Jesus Christ Superstar, and those are some of the things that she's done. We then had Andrew McBean, who played Francis Nurse. Their theatre credits include Pressure, The White Whale, Much Ado About Nothing, Twelfth Night, King Lear, and Macbeth. So as their theatre credits. Then have Simon Manyonda, who played John Proctor. He has been in Sheffield Theatre's Romeo and Juliet. Other theatre credits include The Clinic, Far Away, The Way of the World, King Lear, Midsummer's Night's Dream, and Antony and Cleopatra. So those are some things he's done. We then have Alexandra Maffei as Rebecca Nurse. She's been in things such as The Importance of Being Earnest, The Prime of Miss Jean Brodie, All I Want Is One Night at the Royal Exchange in Manchester, and lots of other things as well. She's also been in the Crucible before when it was at Regent's Park Theatre. So we then had Galiana Martinez as Tituba. Her theatre credits include Hopi at the Brighton Fringe Festival, and A Midsummer's Night's Dream, and The White Wedding Dress at Liverpool Everyman. We then have Laura Piper as Anne Putnam and Sarah Good. Her theatre credits include Gaslight, Torch Song Trilogy, Blackwater Angel, The Factory Girls, and a few other things as well. We then had Sid Sagar, who played Reverend Hale. Sid is an actor, playwright and screenwriter, and his theatre credits include Cabaret at the Kit Kat Club, a Playhouse Theatre in London. He's been in Queen Anne, The Tempest, The Taming of the Shrew, and a few other things as well. We then have Rose Shallow as Abigail Williams. Her theatre credits include A Christmas Carol at the Old Vic, The Way Old Friends Do at Park Theatre and UK Tour, The Selfish Giant, A Pacifist Guide to the War on Cancer, and Fiddler on the Roof. We then had Mark Weinman, who played Thomas Putnam. So his Sheffield theatre credits include Wildfire Road. Other theatre credits include, so here we are, Mr. Noodles at the Royal Exchange in Manchester, The Hairy Ape at the Southwark Playhouse, Herons, Step 9 of 12, and those are just a few things that he has done. We then had Millicent Wong, who played Mary Warren. Things she has done include The Doctor, The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, 6 Degrees of Separation, Macbeth, Richard III, and those are some things that she has done. We then had Sargon Yelda, who played Reverend Paris. His theatre credits include Romeo and Juliet at the Globe, Forget Me Not, When the Rain Stops Falling, and Salt Meets Wound. So it's just some things that he's done. So that is the cast. We then also have some information on Arthur Miller, who is the author, and the rest of the creatives' biographies. We also have some more rehearsal shots. We then have production credits, performance staff, contractors and suppliers, and the thank you credits. More rehearsal shots, an advert for 39 Steps, advert for Romeo and Juliet, and an advert for the Kite Runner. And that is the programme. So I thought it was a really nice programme for £5. There's lots of information in there, so I definitely recommend picking up a programme because I think they're really good value for money. So I really enjoyed this production of The Crucible. Like I said, I've never seen The Crucible before, so I can't compare it to any previous productions, but the story definitely had me gripped. It had me at the edge of my seat, and I just couldn't wait to find out what was going to happen next. So I really enjoyed it. I have to say the play is very well written, and its characters are really complex. You can really relate to the characters, and so you care about the characters and you care about what's going to happen to these characters. So I would say the play is essentially about morality, about what's right and what's wrong. It's about the justice system, and it's also a bit of a love story as well, and I definitely recommend it. Like I said, it had me gripped from the start. Couldn't wait to see what's going to happen next. So I have to give this show 4 stars. The reason why I'm not giving it 5 stars is I wasn't 100% sure on the staging with the modern chairs and the microphones when it's supposed to be set in the 1600s, 1700s. I just wasn't quite sure on that, and also the milk thing as well. However, I really enjoyed the story. Like I said, it's really well written, and yeah, so it's a 4-star show for me. Really enjoyed it. Grab yourself a ticket while you can. Like I said, it's on till the 30th of March. I'll link below where you can get tickets for the production. So I hope you have enjoyed this little vlog and review video. If you do enjoy these sort of videos, then do consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell. You'll be notified as soon as a new video goes up. I do have quite a few shows coming up. I got tickets for Aladdin. I'm hoping to book some tickets for 42 Balloons. I'm hoping to go and see Come From Away at Liverpool. So there's a few shows coming up, so if you're interested in seeing vlogs and reviews for any of those, like I said, do subscribe and hit the notification bell and be notified as soon as those go up. So if you have enjoyed it, like I said, please do give this video a like. Don't forget to subscribe, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye.